So yeah, that didn't go to plan. I was mesmerised by that snow globe. I just finished the mission. And the polar bear Dean decided to say no. Have a polar bear. So we need to go a bit further back to get started how all this happened. And what I've learned, polar bears versus longbow and flint arrows, they don't work. You know what else I've learned? They can climb up fucking mountains. Not having a good time with these polar bears. Take my advice. Avoid them. Until you get a shotgun. Then go full ham. But yeah, let's start from the beginning, shall we? In this episode, I'm going to be covering how to complete Icestorm Expedition. Some people have said that they've struggled due to the fur armor and the stone buildings wasn't enough to survive. This was my first playthrough, and I'm just going to show you how. So if you're struggling on the snowy missions, stick around. Okay, so following on from the previous episode, jumped a bit ahead, as you can tell. But there's no point me really covering any more forest missions because they were really about just getting started, and we've already done a getting started video, so we'll cover the Icestorm Expedition next, which is basically a snow ice glacier biome, which fellow viewers on Twitch were claiming that some of them were struggling, and I thought, well, I've played Long Dark. I've got this. You got to collect 3 components for this mission. One of them, thankfully, is in the warm part. The other 2 is in the snow glacier biome. So I only came in this snow biome with leather armor. I haven't got the fur armor because I looked at the stats, and the fur armor only gives you a 5% more cold resistance, which is not a lot, and that's just the bonus for wearing the whole set. So I opted just to stick with the leather armor. So you can do it if you haven't invested in the points. So there was 2 different ways I approached this for preparing for those blizzards, because the blizzards seem to be very, very frequent. So you will go past a couple of caves. So it's risky because you got the risk of catching pneumonia, and you also got the risk of getting tagged by those aliens with the poison. Get a few tags on them and you're done for. So I'll let you decide. I'd probably recommend against this, going in the cave, but if you're desperate, then it's better than dying, obviously. So I'd probably make just muscle memory, just to remember where you went past him. The second place I usually hide is there's cracks in the glacier, and you can go down that, which will block a lot of the wind out. As you can see here, we're just about to jump past one. They're very handy if you get caught out by the snowstorm. It seems to be very frequent on this mission, so there are a lot of cracks throughout the glacier, so you just got to keep an eye out for them. So without the snowstorm, there's also another killer, and that's nighttime. You will start to notice once the last bit of light goes, it will go extremely cold, and you're going to start taking health damage like now. Hypothermia. And thankfully we just ran past a crack in the glacier. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face when I say crack. Sorry, I'm so childish sometimes. My tip is, for everyone who's under-equipped for the situation, is to make 3
fireplaces, like a fire triangle, and you sit in the middle of it. That's enough to keep you going so you will not suffer the cold. As you can see, we just got a notification that a blizzard is happening, and you can already see my temperature is dropping on the top right hand corner, and that is just by 2 fires alone. 2 fires is enough when there's no weather at night time. So I crafted a 3rd fireplace, and it was enough to keep my temperature as close to 0 as the snowstorm passed. I think it goes without saying, just make sure you have enough fuel for the fire, e.g. just chop a couple trees down before you enter the snow glacier, because you will notice that there isn't much wood. There's a few trees as you enter the snow biome, but there's only just some wood on the floor on the side of the caves. Not enough in my opinion, so make sure you just bring an overabundance of wood. And as you can see, my temperature is slowly getting to 0. We're just under, we're on -4. This is enough for us to not get hypothermia and take health damage, and this will sustain us until the blizzard passes. I just pray I don't run out of wood. Thankfully, we survived the night. As you can see, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's -12. As you saw, I managed to find a few sticks, a piece of wood, and also ice. Another factor I forgot to mention about ice: if you look on the ground with snowy lumps, you'll be able to pick it up, and as long as you put a container with that ice in the fireplace, you can melt that ice into water if you are struggling with hydration issues. Again, make mental notes with where these cracks are, so if you get hit by a storm. We're quite close now to the 2nd component we need to retrieve. Should just be up here. Just watch your step, it's a doozy. At this point I was getting quite nervous as we just got a bit hit by another storm. I was thinking we're so close to getting device 2, and then number 3 is right over there. So I see a cave which I'm going to be heading to. I should have gone for the crack in the ice glacier, but the reason why I should have done that, I got pneumonia from being in the cave, which impacted my stamina severely, which made it even harder moving through this biome, because when you're cold, your stamina is already hit, so it was like a double whammy. So again, I warn you, be careful with caves. Try to go for the cracks in the glacier if possible. Alright, we're almost there. At this point I was like, please do not die, we've come so far, we've been hit by stamina penalties, all we need is just one more snowstorm just to screw us over, or a polar bear. It was a bit tense. Once you get all items, there'll be an option in your crafting to make it so you can use up all 3 slots into one. Then you'll be tasked, you need to place it inside a building and scan the storms. And I was like, I want to go right next to the warm biome to do this, because if Dean decides to drop some polar bears on me, I want to be a bit closer to base to spawn back. And thankfully it was the right call. So beeline it straight back to the warm biome. Use your techniques and landmarks and cover and fireplaces to make it back. And I'll see you by the warm biome. So yeah, we fast forward a little bit, and as you can see, it's night time. I'm by the warm biome. I've built a wooden little tiny base for the device, and as you can see, there's a polar bear sticking around. And it was a good call making the base right next to the warm biome, because yeah, I died a couple of times. I got attacked by a polar bear a couple of times, so But I've come prepared this time. I've been placed a sleeping bag. So all we need to do now is make sure we have a few fireplaces in the base. We've got the scanner ready. We just gotta wait for a snowstorm and be prepared to repair the base with a wooden hammer. And then we just gotta wait for it to hit 100%. Yeah, welcome to the snow globe. For people in the future who's watching this video, after this has been patched, this is what we had to deal with. It is a mindfuck. It messes with your eyes, especially when you're repairing the base. But it's not bad for some shits and giggles. So yeah, you just press F to interact, let it do its thing, just keep repairing the base. Make sure you got the fire triangle to keep you warm. Have a sleeping bag ready just in case you do die. But yeah, this was practically the easiest part of the mission, once I stopped dying to the polar bears. And that is practically it, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful and guided you on what you need to do to survive. Or if you don't watch this, if you don't play this game, but you're watching me on my adventures, thank you very much for supporting me as always. You guys are a big help. I really appreciate your support. It's nice to be back, so just getting into things again. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what I'll be covering next. It's probably going to be a desert biome, probably. We'll see what Dean's missions have in store for us. But if you like these videos, be sure to check me out on Twitch. I do stream Icarus. I do a lot more missions. These YouTube videos are missions very selected, which ones I cover and all that. So if you'd like to see me do a lot more, then come hang out on my Twitch channel. The link will be in the description below. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.